November 24th. Okay, so we still have the moon in Virgo energy. Of course, we shifted into this Virgo energy late afternoon Friday. We had our last quarter moon in Virgo pop off Friday evening. We sat in a moon day, refining and aligning our inner realm of emotions with this moon in Virgo here yesterday. And today we have the moon in Virgo once again. We will be shifting into Libra energy here early Monday morning, but we get another full day of organizing our inner realm between our thoughts, between our emotions, and planning and strategizing what needs to be removed, what needs to be released, and what we have to pursue, what we actually have to do from our to-do list. So this is an interesting day because it's also the very last day that Mercury, who rules over this Virgo energy, will be direct. We have Mr. Mercury going retrograde here on Monday the 25th, and we are definitely going to feel that buzz, that energy, that delusion, that confusion in the headspace already. If you haven't listened to this week's Ascension forecast, I'm going to recommend you do so. We kind of cover all of the sensations we can expect to feel with the energy shifts this week, specifically where Mercury's retrograde is concerned. Now, with all of this being said, of course, we're still trying to acclimate to Sagittarius season, to Pluto being in this Aquarius energy. And here today, because there is going to be an intensity in the headspace with information, with communication, because Mercury is again standing still, preparing to go back, reflecting, revisiting the past, there is definitely going to be a wild narrative that we are going to spin inside of our headspace that we're going to have to refine throughout the day. A lot of this is because we have a powerful energy taking place today between Jupiter and between Mercury as far as the moon aspects go that's going to put us in a vice grip where our head is concerned. Why? Because we're trying to bust ourselves out of old perspectives, old limiting narratives. But of course, with the moon in Virgo, we have to focus on the problem in order to fix it, heal it, repair it, resolve it. And we're definitely going to have some aspects here today that are going to highlight what the problem actually is, where we need to flip the script, where we need to grow up, boss up, do better, and actually be better. So there are 9 different aspects taking place here today. 7 of them are going to involve the moon. The moon in this Virgo energy going to make an awkward interaction with Pluto, the great transformer who is fresh in this Aquarius energy. And again, you know how I love Plutonian energy and Virgo energy working together. Pluto does a deep dive in our psyche to examine the programming, the conditioning that has led us to have some limiting thoughts, some limiting beliefs, and some fears, doubts, insecurities that have become a part of our normal dialogue, our normal inner narrative, our normal perspective and the way that we see the world. The Virgo energy is helping the lower level intellect, what we're conscious of, to actually be conscious of some of these unconscious seeds that were planted in our programming. Of course, Pluto, being in this Aquarius energy, is trying to think the bigger, grander picture, very visionary. We want to free ourselves, liberate ourselves from some of the limitations, some of the constructs that, again, we are deeply, deeply attached to, preventing us from moving on in the way that we wish that we would. So of course, Pluto brings in intensity. The moon in Virgo, definitely highly critical, super judgmental, especially when it comes to oneself. We do have a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to figure out, probably the hard way, where it is that, again, we're banging our head against a wall, where we're actually the problem, where we got to get out of our own damn way. Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desire, even our anger in the heart and soul of the zodiac in Leo energy, going to trine, beautiful interaction with that North Node in Aries energy. So this is fire on fire action. What does fire do? Well, first of all, it dries us up. It dries us off from all of that emotion that we were sitting in throughout Scorpio season that we're still trying to shake off. It absolutely helps to burn through the cords of attachment that we are identifying or limiting and holding us back. And It creates a new spark, new fire, new flame, where wants, needs, desires, passions are concerned. And because Mars is rearing to go, he's given permission to get his ass off the bench, get back into the game. The North Node trying to get us on the right path to our next soul's mission, our highest potential, our next soul's purpose. You best believe that we are fired up, that we have ants in our pants, that we are heart-led, highly motivated to be hell-bent, damn well and determined to take action and make moves on whatever it is that we have the opportunity to take action upon in order to actually advance the plan, the path, the strategy in a different path, in a different direction that, of course, is bridging the gap between where it is that we're at, where it is that we desire to be. This is a focused type of energy where, again, our passions, our desires, our spiritual calling is so freaking loud that we have to do something about it. 6:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon in Virgo energy is going to get into the boxing ring, square off with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, beliefs, abundance, blessings. He's currently retrograde in Gemini energy. Mercury rules over the Gemini energy and the Virgo energy. And so again, this is one of the aspects that I previously spoke about that's going to illuminate for us where it is that we're banging our head against a wall, literally. Again, Mercury, all about the headspace, where it is that we're reaching a breaking point where we cannot continue to think in this way. We can't continue to nag ourselves in this way. We can't continue to kind of bounce around with certain ideas in this way. We have to come to some sort of decision. Now, if Jupiter was being aspected in a positive way, we'd have a lot of optimism, we'd have a lot of confidence, we'd be seeing the greater, grander picture, but this is not a positive interaction. This is a square to highlight the growing pain. And right now we want to kind of make improvements. We want to flip the script, but there is a certain narrative, a certain belief system still alive and well within us that is just preventing us from doing what needs to be done. This does not feel good. It is going to create a level of confusion that we do not enjoy. It is going to have us sitting on the fence, debating between decisions that we thought we were already in alignment with. It is going to push us into reflecting back on all of the ways, all of the times that things went wrong. Why? Because again, we're a little bit of a negative Nancy when the moon in Virgo is not being aspected in a great way, because again, we have to identify the problems in order to actually fix them. Lucky for us, 8:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a beautiful interaction between Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, worth, pleasure, and money, who happens to be in Capricorn energy, making a positive interaction with Neptune, who's in his rulership but retrograde in this Pisces energy. Now, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, meaning in the Neptune and Pisces energy, this is dreamy, this is creative, this is imaginative, this is fantastical, if you will. Add that to the Marleyism dictionary if that's not a word. Basically, whatever it is that we're dreaming about, whatever it is that we're being called to do, called to pursue in our intuition from our higher self, we're able to bring it to life, give it form through Venus. We're able to bring it into our physical reality through planning, through strategizing, through the actions needed in order to actually bring our goals, visions, and dreams into fruition. And so this is a beautiful energy that is definitely going to boost our soul, boost our spirits, remind us, renew us of what it is that we're actually doing all of these hard things for. Again, the reminder of the why, the reminder of why it's so important for us to, again, really boss up, do what needs to be done to start being the creator of our realities. We also have a beautiful ability to kind of solve a lot of our personal problems. So it could be self-esteem, self-confidence issues within ourselves. It could be relationship dynamics with other people. It could be issues surrounding money, surrounding our happiness, our joy, our comfort. Either way, we're getting a little bit more insight. We're getting a little bit more, I'm going to say, encouragement to see what actually could be done. And this is going to definitely promote good moods, good attitudes in all of us, which means that we're more willing to compromise and cooperate than ever before. So that is a positive energy definitely working for us. But shortly thereafter, the moon in Virgo energy going to make a very harsh interaction with Chiron, the wounded healer, who is retrograde in the Aries energy. Chiron is the wounded healer. When he's aspected in a negative way, we're focused on the wounds. The moon in Virgo wants to focus on what is broken, what needs to be fixed, healed, repaired, so that we can do just that. So just when we have this like beautiful energy from Venus and Neptune, just when we were feeling restored and renewed in our faith and our hopes and our wishes and our dreams and our confidence, now we're going to start picking ourselves apart. We realize the fear, the doubt, the insecurity that's standing between us and our future version of self. And just when we kind of felt good about the challenges that we were about to face, feeling very confident and capable of dealing with whatever has to be done, now we start beating ourselves up, breaking ourselves down, questioning what it is that we absolutely have to do and whether or not we have what it takes to do what needs to be done. The moon in Virgo then going to semi-square, creating a little bit of tension and conflict, with Mars, the god of war, in the Leo energy. And so this is going to kind of exaggerate. Again, we're in Sagittarius season where everything is a little bit over-exaggerated, a little bit extra. We are going to intensify where it is that we're not feeling so hot, where it is that we're feeling frustrated as F, especially with our own damn selves. You ever get on your own nerves? This is about the point in time where we're all going to rub our own damn selves the wrong way in every way, and we're just kind of getting on our own damn nerves. Now, it doesn't feel good. However, it's going to highlight for us what we're actually hell-bent, damn well, and determined to want to see through. That Mars in Leo energy is heart-centered, focused on what needs to be done. We want to be happy. We want to feel creative. We want to feel passion. We want to feel happiness. We want to feel that desire being fulfilled in us once again. But there's something stopping us. And guess what? Spoiler alert, it's probably our own damn selves, with the critical, judgmental ways of thinking, the picking apart, the beating up of oneself, the breaking down of oneself, and everything in between. Now, we need to sit in that funk in order to have the attitude of gratitude for our own damn selves and for us to kind of pivot to focus on what is working instead of being consumed with what isn't. 11:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon in Virgo energy going to make a very positive interaction with the sun now in Sagittarius energy, which is an interesting dynamic because, of course, there's a lot of differences between Virgo energy and Sag energy. One of them being Sag focused on the big picture, Virgo energy focused on the smaller details that make up that particular big picture. And so the moon and the sun coming together always illuminates for us a new aha moment, a new epiphany of what we actually want, what we actually need, what we actually desire, what we actually have to do, what we actually have to pursue in order to fill this soul fulfillment. And so it feels like there is this positive realization that guess what? We're gaining clarity, we're gaining perspective on what the target is, what the goal is, what that dream, what that vision actually looks like and feels like. Thank you, Sun and Sag. But we're also not getting overwhelmed with the to-do list of what we have to do to bridge the gap from where it is that we're at to where it is we desire to be. Instead, we're feeling a lot more capable, a lot more organized in our thoughts, in our emotions, and in the practical steps that actually need to be taken to, again, get us to where it is that we desire to be. 3:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the moon in Virgo energy getting into the boxing ring, squaring off with Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information, communication, how it is that we express ourselves. He's in the Sag energy. And of course, this was the second not so nice aspect of the day that I previously mentioned at the beginning of this forecast. Of course, the moon is our heart space. Mercury is our head space. They're in the boxing ring. They're not getting along. A lot of this is, again, because Mercury is standing still, which he doesn't enjoy doing. This is essentially the last aspect that Mercury is going to be involved with before going retrograde here on Monday. And so, of course, Mercury and Sag energy, we're looking at life through rose-colored glasses, even though those rose-colored glasses are about to be bitch slapped off of our face. We are looking at the big vision, the big dream, the big goal that, of course, the moon in Virgo is like, okay, that's great, but look at all the things that need to be snapped together and done in order for that to actually be able to even be achievable. There is this element where we are feeling overwhelmed in our emotional realm with our, let's call it, inability to actually realize the amount of work, accountability, responsibility that we have to take on in order to actually change the trajectory, the path, the direction of our future selves. That is a lot. And it feels like a lot on our shoulders and on our heart space. And of course, Mercury is trying to convince us that everything's going to be okay. You just have to be positive. You just have to be optimistic. You just have to hold the vision and it's going to manifest. When the moon in Virgo knows damn well that's great, but you actually have to back that vision, that emotion with action if you actually want to bring it to life. So again, a little bit testy, a little bit of tension, a little bit of conflict in our inner realm, because again, the Sag energy and the Virgo energy have more differences than they do similarities. And the moon being our heart space and Mercury being our head space, they are on either ends of the coach as well. Now, lucky for us, the last aspect of the day is a positive one, 7:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The moon in Virgo energy going to trine, which is a beautiful interaction with Uranus, the Great Awakener, who is retrograde in Taurus energy. This gives us earth on earth action. Yes, we're going to be very present and aware of our physical form, of our physical environment. We're supposed to be. If you are, again, allowing Uranus's retrograde in Taurus energy to do what he wants to do, which is supposed to illuminate for us where it is that we're overly attached of trying to keep things the same, even though we've been praying for change, this is going to illuminate for us where it is that we are coming up with creative and inventive ways to actually express our energies, our emotions, our creativity, our frustration. Now, this is a positive interaction, so there's not a whole lot of frustration. There's not a whole lot of conflict, but the resistance to change that the Taurus energy has us stuck in, because again, fixed earth sign, is kind of at the mercy, if you will, of the mutable Virgo energy that wants change, that needs improvements, that needs adjustments. The Uranian energy gives us the observational mode that we're able to kind of jump into, to act as the observer, to see the greater, grander picture, to think outside of the box, to realize that we're holding on to what we've built, what we've created, what we've already previously brought to life, because there's a part of us that isn't quite sure, doesn't 100% believe that if we released all this, if we removed all this, if we created a space in our lives for better things to arrive, that they actually are going to arrive. Again, there's a cautionary note that the moon in Virgo carries. We're highly judgmental. We're highly critical. And we don't really believe in miracles the way that, again, the earlier Venus and Neptune aspect wanted us to lean into. So the moon trining Uranus is definitely going to help us reframe our mind. Again, Virgo energy ruled over by Mercury. Reframe our mind. Therefore, reframe our emotions, our mood, our attitude on what actually needs to be done, especially where elimination, where releasing, where removal is concerned.